Welcome to the C# Programming Fundamentals course. In this lesson, we will guide you through the process of downloading the necessary course resources and source code that you will use throughout your journey in learning C#. These resources are designed to enhance your learning experience, providing you with practical files and examples to work with. Don't worry if this feels new at first. Now we're on accessing course materials. To get started, you will need to access the course materials, which are typically hosted on a dedicated learning platform or website. Follow these steps. First, open your preferred web browser. Next, navigate to the course website provided in your course registration confirmation email. Then, log in using your credentials, username and password. Then, once logged in, look for the section labeled Course Materials or Resources. Finally, click on the link to access the downloadable resources. Now, downloading the source code. Within the Course Materials section, you will find the source code files necessary for the exercises and projects. Here's how to download them. First, locate the folder titled Source Code. Next, click on the folder to open it and view the list of available files. Then, select the files you need. These files are often organized by module or topic. Then, click the download button or link associated with the selected files. Finally, choose a location on your computer where you want to save the files and confirm the download. Let's move on to understanding the resource structure. The downloaded resources will typically include. Now put what you've learned into practice. First, these are files that you will use to follow along with the exercises. They may include project files, scripts, or other relevant documents. Also, sample code. Example code snippets that illustrate specific concepts and can be run in your development environment. Finally, documentation. Guides and reference materials that explain various aspects of C# and the development environment. Now, setting up your development environment. To effectively work with the downloaded source code and practice files, you will need to set up a suitable development environment. Follow these steps to install Visual Studio, a popular integrated development environment. IDE for C#. First, visit the official Visual Studio website, https://visualstudio.microsoft.com. Next, select the version suitable for your needs. Community Edition is free for individual developers. Then, download the installer and run it on your computer. Then, during the installation process, select the .NET Desktop Development workload to ensure you have all the necessary tools for C# development. Finally, once installation is complete, launch Visual Studio and create a new project to start coding. In this lesson, we covered how to access and download the necessary course materials and source code for your C# programming journey. You learned how to navigate the course website, download files, and set up your development environment using Visual Studio. These steps are crucial for ensuring you have all the resources you need to succeed in this course. Now put what you've learned into practice. First, download the practice files from the course materials section. Also, install Visual Studio and create a new C# project. Also, open one of the downloaded source code files in Visual Studio and run it to see how it works. Also, explore the documentation provided in the resources to familiarize yourself with C# syntax and features. Finally, modify a line of code in the sample code and observe the changes in behavior when you run the program.